Hello Live Wires, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today it's Tip Tuesday. Today I'm making beaded Christmas trees with a hack to make them symmetrical. We are going to need our 16 gauge wire, other gauges, and some beads, and of course our tools. So I'm using Miracle beads. I'm going to link up where you can buy these on Amazon. They're my absolute favorite beads in the whole world. So we're taking a 12-inch piece of 1.5 millimeter aluminum wire to start, and we're going to fold it in half. Now our hack to make them symmetrical is we're going to hold the wires together, and with our round pliers, you can use flat pliers, we're just going to form the shape of the Christmas tree, and this way they will be symmetrical. I do the same technique when I make my butterfly wings. So we're just going to do the outside, bend the wires down, and then we are going to open up the tree, and like magic it becomes perfectly symmetrical. The aluminum wire is quite soft, so you can mold it around to adjust the shape. So there is the tree, and for this one we're going to fill it in with a bunch of small wires. So I am going to take 24 gauge artistic wire. It's a nice gauge for this, just to add the beads. We're going to put lines of beads across. So I'm alternating green beads for the tree with some round miracle beads to form the ornaments, and we're basically going to go back and forth. I'm doing lines of seed beads in between the lines where we have the ornaments, just so they're nicely spaced out. And I have these really cute star kind of button type beads. I'll link them up in the description. They're sew-on sequins, so they have 2 holes in them. So we're going to put the wire through the bottom hole and then up the back through the top hole, and just pull it, give it a good little tug, and then push the wire to the back. So you can see it's nicely placed on top of the tree, and then we can take the end of that 24 gauge wire and string it through the top to secure it in place. So just give it a little pinch with your thumb and your finger, tug that wire to make it nice and secure, and we can string it through the top of the tree a couple of times just to make sure it's nice and secure. Grab the end with your flat pliers, these are the tweezer nose pliers, and then clip it flush. Those are the Xeron flush cutters. Pinch in the end so it's not pokey. And there is your tree so far, and we are going to weave the bottom wires together. So I'm using a 22 gauge artistic wire. You can use whatever gauge that you want, and we're just going to do a simple weave where we twist it around one of the wires, a full twist around, and then bring it back and put it in between the wires, and then twist it around the other thicker wire. So just give it a full twist around, give it a good tug so it's nice and secure, bring it through, and then twist it around the other wire. And you can keep going to make it as long as you want, and then clip the end, and then we're going to flip it and push those thicker wires down. Just push them right down to the back, squeeze it and pinch, clip with your flush cutters and push it down so there's no pokey ends. And there is our super cute beaded Christmas tree. So now we are going to use the artistic copper wire in 16 gauge, about 15 inches, depending on how big you want to make your tree. And we are going to start in the same manner where we bend it in half at the center point, and then we're going to push the wires together as we did with the first one. For this one, I'm going to measure it, so about an inch, could be a little more, and then just bend it back and forth with the flat pliers this time. Just measure the length that you want, another inch, bend it back and forth, and then we are going to do another inch or so and bend it over. So now we're going to open it up. Just go slowly with it. You can use your flat pliers to help it out, to open up the tree. Just adjust it as you go. The wire is pretty flexible. And then I'm going to measure about 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches and bend it down. We could have done this before we opened the tree. However you want to do it is fine. Just bend it down at an equal distance on both sides. So there we have our outline for the tree. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to actually bend these bottom wires out at a little bit more of an angle. Just bend it out a little more. And then we're going to hold that with our thumb and finger. Make sure you hold it securely, and then we're going to twist. So we're just going to twist a few times, making sure the wires are out at an equal angle, and then trim them so they're the same length. Take the end with your round pliers and curve it around to make the spiral. So the 16 gauge is quite a firm wire, but it's still quite flexible. It just makes a nice solid frame for the tree. We're just going to form those spirals. You could pinch them in a little bit. And then we're going to do the other side. So we're going to keep going around with the other side. Bring it around and curve it so it's the same as the first one. You could pinch them flat with your flat pliers. And there we have our basic frame. And now I'm taking 20 gauge artistic copper wire in the gold color. I'm going to take a miracle bead and I'm just curling the wire around the bead. This is like a chaos wrap with beads. I have some other tutorials using this technique. We're just going to bring it around. Don't worry how long your wire is because we can add wires after. And I'm using miracle beads that are sizes varying from 4 to 6 to 8 millimeters. It's nice to alternate the sizes of the beads. It just gives it a little bit of variety. And we're going to start by doing one row in this manner where we wrap the beads with the wire, and it's going to fill in the space, the empty spaces in the tree. So we're just going to keep bringing these around. Place another bead a little bit spaced away from the first ones, and then we're going to wrap it around, and then that fills in the empty space by wrapping the wire around the bead so it reaches the one to the left of it. So you see they're all in a row, and then we're going to take the end and wind it around the tree. You could put them in at a bit of an angle as well. And we're going to do a lot of variety with the sizes of beads just to make it look more interesting. So I put it on a bit of a diagonal. We're going to bring that wire around a couple of times. And then I decided to put a smaller bead in that little space. So the sizes of the beads is going to depend on what spaces you want to fill up. And I'm using a variety of colors too. I love the miracle beads. The colors are so vibrant. They're acrylic beads, so they're quite lightweight. And now to make the star, I'm just going to take my Beadalon looping pliers, they're the bail making pliers, and we are going to turn the wire around 6 times. So we have our coil, and then we need to clip the ends and count. So you have 6 loops, clip the other end, and then we're going to split these apart. And we're just going to keep splitting the wires. So we're going to form the star. So just split them open. We want them evenly spaced to form the star. So we're just going to keep adjusting them and push them around so it makes a full circle and they're all evenly spaced. Use the flat pliers for this. Just keep squeezing them and it'll form the star. And then the loop, we're going to open it so we could hook it onto the top of the tree. And then we want to close it up so it won't come off. Just close that loop. Do any adjustments that you need to do. And there is our beautiful Christmas tree with the chaos wrap wire and beads. And I'll post the templates in the description below the video. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire art and jewelry, be sure to join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.